Welcome to Sandwich Seniority. I'm your host, Robbie Haig. My guest is DeniseDever, who is owner of Home Instead here in town. Welcome to the show, Denise.
Thank you, Robbie. Nice to see you. Nice to be here.
Well, thank you. It's good to have you here. And we're all anxious to hear about Home Instead.
Well, it's Home Instead Senior Care, first of all. I always like to have those two words added on so everybody knows who we are and what we're about. And we are a home care agency for seniors who live independently in their homes or assisted livings, wherever they might need some help. We do homemaking services, light housekeeping, laundry, meal preparation, incidental transportation, anything a senior might need if they're not driving, they need to get out of the house, might need to go to doctor's appointments, religious services, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I think really what we're all about, and it's, there's many home care agencies on the Cape, and we're all really here for the senior to help them live as independently as possible in their own home.
Very good. And you work hand in hand with the Council on Aging, I understand.
I do. I work with many of the councils on aging. I'll tell you, we used to be in Sandwich. Our office was in Sandwich for the first 5 years of my business, which is almost 14 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
And
how wonderful.
Yes, it is. It's really been a very successful and gratifying business. So we are now located in Centerville, but I have clients all over the Cape. Mm-hmm. And caregivers all over the Cape. And I have many, many clients in Sandwich, and I have many caregivers who work for our company that live in Sandwich. So the Sandwich Council on Aging, and I live in Sandwich, so Sandwich is very near and dear to my heart, without a question.
So okay, you mentioned caregivers. Mm-hmm. Tell me how you get the people to come to you, the caregivers.
Well, that's interesting. For years, we advertised in the paper. I have a radio commercial on 2 radio stations, and a lot of people who hear my ad, it's really meant for clients, but a lot of caregivers, potential caregivers, will hear the ad and call us up and say, you know what, it sounds really like a great opportunity. I think I might like to work for you.
Wonderful. So it's twofold. That's fantastic.
Twofold, right. And it's word of mouth. A lot of word of mouth. A lot of current caregivers will tell their friends or family. Mm-hmm. And most of our caregivers are women. We have a handful of men, maybe between 5 and 10 men at any given time. But
because some older men really don't like women to take care of them.
That's right. That's right. Some. And so we like to have men on staff so that when we do have male clients they just may want to talk to somebody, have somebody to take them out for a ride, do a little sightseeing, and it's more to reminisce and talk to someone who they might think of as more of a peer. So that's kind of nice.
Very good. So, and your clients now, you would get your clients also from your radio ads, as you
radio ads, yes, but mostly, it's networking and marketing. I have a full-time marketer on staff, and she's out every single day knocking on the doors of all the councils on aging, meeting with the outreach coordinators, dropping by doctors' offices, elder law attorneys, and rehab hospitals, the Cape Cod Hospital, the Falmouth Hospital, just letting them know that we're there. If they have to discharge anyone coming out of a rehab that needs home care, we want to be known as a resource. So.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. I think it's fantastic. If I were one of those people, I'd want to be at home and taken care of. Now, do your people stay overnight? Do you do 24-hour care?
Yes. Yes, we do, as we often say, we'll do as little as 3 hours once a week, 3 hours every day, 24 hours a day. It's pretty much whatever you need. Sometimes people only want to see us a couple of times a week, and we just give the little added extras that they might need, change their bed, throw in a load of laundry, take them out to the grocery store, or go out and do the grocery shopping. But they only need that a couple of times a week, whereas other clients may need more hands-on care. We can assist in the shower, help shower them actually, and deal with all of their needs within their home. So sometimes they need 24-hour care.
Do you give medication also?
We do not give medication. We make sure that they're taking their medication.
Okay.
So there's a kind of a fine line there.
So you're not dealing with licensed personnel then?
No. We're not a certified agency. But a lot of times you don't need a certified agency.
Oh, absolutely.
The family's filling the pill box. We can work with the client. We can work together and fill the pill box.
Sure.
As long as they, we can open the pill box, as long as they can take their medication, put it into their mouth.
And most seniors don't need assistance taking medication.
Correct.
It's just,
they might need reminders.
They might need reminders, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I can imagine, having somebody around for a couple of hours a day has got to make all the difference in the world.
We honestly think it does. We have seen we have amazing stories, I should say, and seen so many of our clients really do much better once we get in there, and their families notice that they feel more engaged. They have a person coming in that they like, and it's very important. When you're putting someone in a person's home, it's very important that there is a match, that they like that person. And that is one thing we really strive for. We may not always get it right the first time, but we make sure that the client or the family member knows that they can call us and tell us that, for whatever reason, they didn't like the person that they had.
Right.
And we'll make an immediate change until we get it right. And it's usually pretty quickly thereafter.
Oh, very good.
And there's nothing like that bond when they really make a match and they look forward to seeing that person come into their home.
Yeah.
Really important.
And the people who come to you, of course, I want to make mention that you know all of the resources. You know the people dealing with this person. You also take upon yourselves the fact that you check out these caregivers.
Well, yes, so obviously when we hire our caregivers, they go through an extensive training program. But before we even hire them, we're looking across, my HR manager is looking across the table from them and making sure that you would be someone I would want to place with my mother. I mean, it's a very personal thing. So you're looking at a good, kind, caring, compassionate person. Don't need a lot of experience, unless it's personal care, of course. Then we're talking about home health aides and CNAs. But for just a plain homemaker, we're really looking for someone who has life experience. They've raised their children. They've taken care of their parents. So they're just real people that want to work with seniors. Then the next steps from there is really we drug test them. We're doing a state background check, a national background check. We're doing a driving record check, motor vehicle check.
Oh, really?
And then
that is something.
Yes. And once they're clean, they go through the process. Then we bring them in and we put them through an orientation. And then within 30 days, they have to do a basic, a safety, and advanced training course where they come into the office, and we pay them for that. And then after a few months of working with us, we put them through an Alzheimer's training course.
Oh, very good.
We think it's very important. About good 50% of our clients have some form of dementia or Alzheimer's. So we need to have our caregivers and staff trained in how to deal with clients who have dementia. Do
you also deal with people who are younger than seniors who might be coming home from
Yes, we get calls, absolutely. We probably about a year ago, we got a call from a young mother who had a husband that traveled during the week, and she had broken her leg. And she was looking for help around the house. She had no family and friends around, and she had 2 small children, or I think they were school-age children, actually. So she wanted us to be there in the morning, help her with them, get them dressed, get them on the bus, and then help her around the house, again, clean up maybe after breakfast, get some lunch for her, do some laundry. And we did that until she recovered. So, we are a senior business, but I mean, what we offer.
Not exclusive.
Absolutely, not exclusive.
And they used to say, only older people get ill. Well, that's not true anymore.
Not true. Absolutely,
no.
Absolutely.
So if there are younger people out there, they can...
Absolutely. If there's a need, we can, we're ready. We're ready, willing, and able.
Wonderful. So are there things that you do in the community with the Council on Aging?
Yes, well, we do a lot of things in the community, I think, and both my marketer and myself are pretty active in a lot of community groups. Actually, just coming in today from a community care resource group, where it's a group of those of us in the home care business, those that are working for skilled nursing facilities on the Cape, assisted living facilities, elder law attorneys, reverse mortgages, anybody who has anything to do with seniors. We meet once a month, the second Wednesday of every month, and I moderate the group, and everyone has an opportunity to network, talk about what they do, discuss the programs, any events that are coming up, and it really is all about gaining those resources so that each of us can talk intelligently out in the community. Because you may come to me not just for home care, but and maybe I can't help you. What you really need is something else, but I'm going to be able to tell you what that something else is because I at least network and pretty much know what other people can offer, what other services are out there.
Networking is where it's at.
Networking is where it's at, and I'll tell you, it's sometimes it's the last thing you hear. There's a lot of competition out there, and I want people to know that Home Instead Senior Care is there, but if someone else, a competitor, walks in the door, and we're all very friendly competitors.
Excellent.
There's plenty of seniors on Cape Cod that need services.
Sure.
So
what other kinds of things do you do out in the community?
Well, one of the things we're doing right now, and actually I saw your show earlier, and I know that you had Martha Johnson on from the Sandwich Council on Aging.
Right.
One of the things that we do every year, and I think this is our 7th or 8th year, is called a Be a Santa to a Senior program. And this is a national program that Home Instead nationwide runs. And basically what it is we go to all the councils on aging and ask for names of seniors that they know that are living alone, maybe lonely, aren't expected to get a gift for Christmas around the holidays. So give us those names and find out what they might be looking for. And once you tell us, we take them, put them on an ornament or a tag, and we put trees up throughout the community where people can take that ornament down and look. We put first names on there, and it might say Mary, and Mary is looking for a large print book and maybe a lipstick in a red color. It's very basic. They're really not asking for a lot. It's so easy to please them. And we are doing that with 13 councils on aging on the Cape.
Wonderful.
And we're giving gifts out to about 260, 70 seniors.
Oh.
So
you have these trees throughout
the Cape, yes.
Throughout the Cape.
And I'll tell you,
names of people on. It's like decorating the tree with names.
Right. It's a small 2-foot, 3-foot tree.
Nice.
And it has, as I said, like little ornaments or gift tags. I think we're using gift tags. I know we are this year. Good. And it has their name on. So if it would say Robbie, and it would say Robbie she wants hand cream, and she would like a gift certificate to Walgreens, for example.
Excellent.
And so the trees are at Eastern Bank, wonderful throughout the community. They're at the 2 Walgreens on the Cape, which is a new...
Very nice.
And it's perfect. When you walk into Walgreens, you can take a tag, you can buy your gift, and then just bring it right back to
What a great idea.
It's perfect. We also have trees at Cape Cod Bear for anybody that's interested. That's always a good place to stop, and they have a nice store where you can buy some Cape Cod Bear gifts. We have trees at Mayflower Place, which is an assisted living. It's a community living, assisted living, independent living, and a skilled. And also at Thurwood Place. And, right here in town, it's at, and the name is escaping me, I'll think of one other, the Osterville Emporium.
Okay.
And right here in town, and if I can just use my cheat sheet for 1 second, it's at the Decatur House.
Oh, wonderful.
So the Decatur House. And so
that you're all over.
We're all over the place. So you have plenty of opportunities to buy a gift and bring it right back. And we'll be delivering those gifts back to the councils on aging probably by the second week in December.
And it's nice of you to mention the places where the trees are, because
Thank you.
It's very kind of them to be part of what you're doing.
We're very grateful because, there's a lot of people asking them, when you go into a bank sometimes,
always.
You look around and there's a lot of things going on.
Right.
Everyone has a need. I've gone into trees where you're buying gifts for small children. There's so many programs out there, especially around the holidays.
Sure.
So.
Well, the name of your company, Home Instead.
Senior Care, yeah.
I have seen that before. Now, you're the owner Would you talk to me about the
Sure.
background of
Sure.
senior care?
It's Home Instead Senior Care was actually a company started in Omaha, Nebraska in 1994 by Paul and Laurie Hogan. And it was just one business that they ran out of their home. And about a year or two into it, they decided that this was a good opportunity to possibly franchise the business and sell other franchises throughout the country. And he started out small, obviously. And so basically he did franchise it. And my business partner, and I bought this business. We started it on the Cape in 1998. So it'll be 14 years old in March of next year. And we're locally owned, independently owned. We run the business as if it was our own, because it is our own.
Sure.
We own it. But we do get some help from corporate. We obviously have a brand that we care about. And it's nice to have, I don't have to reinvent everything.
Wonderful.
They help invent the ideas, and we get a lot of support from them. So there are 14 offices in Massachusetts.
Really?
And our territory is the Cape right now, Plymouth. We go into Plymouth, we go into Kingston and Plimpton as well. But all the owners, we get together as a group. So it's nice. You feel like you have a lot of support and a lot of help.
Very important.
Very important.
It's the networking thing again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you have an ability to bounce things off of other people who are in the same business and find out what they're doing and how they're working in their community.
And if there's anything unique, you pass it around and so on. That's
the other really great thing, and I'm just thinking about this, is that we'll have clients that use Home Instead Senior Care in Florida, and they have a house on the Cape, and they come up in May, and they call us as, their Home Instead on the Cape.
Excellent.
Because it's different caregivers.
So the continuity is wonderful.
Absolutely. They feel that they're using, and a lot of times we'll have families bring their grandmother or their mother or father to the Cape for vacation. Again, they use Home Instead in Connecticut or New York or wherever, and they're bringing them onto Cape Cod, and they're giving us a call. So.
Fantastic. So do you meet with the other Home Instead people? Do you meet with corporate at
Yes. I go, as a matter of fact, I just came back from Omaha. I'm also I represent the Northeast for the Franchise Exchange Council. So it's an opportunity as a representative from the Northeast to go out there a couple of times a year and talk about our needs and talk about home care and really give them a flavor for what's happening out in the community. And it helps them develop programs, ideas that we can all use, and we all get together. Plus, there's a national conference in April, so I go to Omaha then. I've probably been the only person on Cape Cod, other than those that might have family, that have been out there 18, 19 times in the last 14 years.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah. So it's all good. It's great to be with.
Well, it certainly looks good on you. You look like you're having fun.
I do. I really love it. I love it. I think the networking part agrees with me. I really like being involved in the community and involved in Sandwich, involved in the Chamber of Commerce. And there's Alzheimer's Services as well. I'm on the board of the Alzheimer's Services.
Very good.
Very important.
Very important. Now, the person that you have out in the community letting people know about you, does she actually do admissions to the
That's a really good question. Yes, you seem to know. No, she is not the person that does admissions. Susan, her name is Susan Fernald, and she is really just telling the Home Instead story and making sure our information is there, and she's one of our resources. Then the phone hopefully rings, and once the phone rings, you're going to, if somebody needs to get to go out and meet with a client, it's our client care managers, and I have two of them. One of them is a nurse, and the other one is not. And they go out and they'll talk with the family and the client, or just the client. It depends on who's hiring us. If someone is in there, maybe has early stage Alzheimer's, they may not be the one we're dealing with. It may be their son or daughter.
Sure.
But we go out and we'll do a free assessment, find out what their needs are, what they're looking for in terms of hours, and if they're ready for services, we'll sign them up, and then we put a schedule together and we go off and running. See what happens. And we always do personal introductions. We'll bring any new person, any caregiver to your home the first time. That's really important, that you don't have, we're not sending out strangers knocking on the door. Very important. Good. Yes.
And of course, one of the, for those people who try to do this on their own, I understand that it's a very difficult thing to try to get a person or the same people to come to your house all of the time, so that you have a handle on this. You have many people, and they don't need to be concerned with not having someone show up for a shift.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I mean, there's differences. I'm self-serving, yes, I own a business, but there are reasons why you would want to use a company, and we take care of it. If someone, didn't show up for a shift, it's our job to get a replacement out there. If someone calls in sick or they go on vacation, we need to make sure that you have continuity of care, that you've asked for us to come out and do whatever you need, that we're going to be there. And if for some reason, we've had situations, caregiver, things happen. They'll call last minute, they can't get out there. Well, someone from our office, we have 8 people in our office, then I'll go. Somebody goes because that person can't be left alone, or, and you're counting on us. So we'll go out there, we'll stay there until we can get a caregiver to come out. So I think that's really important. If you hire someone independently, you don't have that bench strength. You don't have that option.
That's scary.
It's scary.
I think it's scary that you can't depend on people showing up.
Right.
So do you deal with other companies who might have caregivers?
Absolutely. I mean, there are times that it's a case that we can't handle for whatever reason. We will turn it over to another company. I think that's important. We work very well together, a lot of us, and we refer to each other if we need to. There may be cases I can't handle because of the skill level. Maybe I don't have a lot of caregivers in that particular area. I think we have to be fair to the senior, the family, and make sure they get what they're asking for. And if you can't fulfill it, then we'll give them to someone else. I get calls. I got a call probably another year ago from a daughter who was looking to get her mother to a ceramics class twice a week, which is very, very nice.
Good.
And we
very
do
unusual.
Absolutely, very nice of her.
Yeah.
And we do transportation, but transportation for us is a part of our service if we're also doing other things. And hiring us just for transportation doesn't make a lot of sense because it's more expensive.
Sure.
So I hooked her up with another company that I know, Senior Ride in Barnstable, and it was wonderful. That's what they do.
Excellent.
And I could, I told her that. I said I could charge you this, and I could certainly do it for you, but I think you're better off if you go to another company. So again, I think that's what you have to do that.
And this is where networking's all about too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic that you work together. Well, sounds exciting and very, very necessary in the community.
It is.
And we're very happy that you could be here with us today.
Great.
This is Robbie Haig saying thank you for being here. Thank you for being here at Sandwich Seniority. If you have concerns out there you would like us to know about, some things that you would like us to help you with, by all means contact us. We have, we'll get the appropriate information to the appropriate person, and might even be something, a topic that you would like us to have on the show. Thank you for being with us again, and we hope to see you real soon.